That was a grade 10. So I'm going to be doing an advanced timeline type of question for you. I'm working from exercise 12.8, number 7. Okay, and I'm just going to read it out. It says a savings account is opened with an initial deposit of 14,000 Rand. So over here, we've got 14,000 Rand. And I'm just going to highlight this as green, just as a deposit. Okay. And then it goes on to say, and 2 years later, 9,500 is added to the savings. So we've got, so this is initial 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it says 2 years later, 9,500 is added to the savings account. So here's 2 years later, and we've got 9,500 is added into this account. Okay. Then it goes on to say, 5 years after the account was opened, 20,000 is withdrawn from the account. So 5 years after the account was opened, which is over here, 20,000 was taken out of this account. Okay, and I'm going to highlight that in red as a withdrawal. Okay, so just to summarize here, initially this person opens up an account with 14,000 Rand, and then it sits in that account for 2 years gaining interest. Then they deposit another 9,500 Rand into that account. Now all of that gets interest up to here. Then they take out 20,000 Rand, and it goes on to say that this thing goes up until 7 years. Okay, so it now talks about the interest rate. So the interest is 11% per annum compounded annually for the first 3 years. So from here to here, we've got an interest rate of 11%. Okay. Just going to highlight that in blue. Then it goes on to say, and then it is decreased to 9% per annum compounded annually. Calculate the balance in the account at the end of 7 years. So from here to the end, it is now decreased to 9%. So 9%. And I'm just going to highlight that interest rate in orange. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to find out how much is in this account after 7 years. So because it's an investment, it is going to be compound interest. So we've got A is equal to P, 1 plus I to the N. Okay. Now, how you deal with these type of questions, grade 10, is you just look at the individual deposits and withdrawals. Okay. And you just add the interest onto it. So if I look at this first one over here, so our A would be equal to 14,000, which is our P, 1 plus, what is the interest over here? It is 11%, so that's 11 over 100. And how long is this 11% acting? So it's acting for 1, 2, 3, so that's to the power of 3. Then after that, this 14,000 changes its interest rate to this orange one till the end. Okay, so we're going to add on that interest, which is 1 plus 9%, which is 9 over 100. And how long are we doing that interest period for? We're doing it for 1, 2, 3, 4 time steps. Okay, so just to highlight that, that's for our blue bit. And this is for the orange bit. Okay, and that's for the 14,000. Now, I have to look at the 9,500. And because it's a deposit, we are adding into the account. All right, so now we've got this 9,500. And it's got a little bit of blue interest, which is 11%. So that's 1 plus 11 over 100. Now, our time period for this, it is only going for one time period, you see? Okay, because the 9,000 is deposited, or 9,500 is deposited there. It's going for one time period. Then it changes its interest rate to this orange bit. So it is now 1 plus 9 over 100. And how long is that going for? 1, 2, 3, 4. So to the power of 4. So this is just our little blue interest bit for that one little time step. And then we've got the rest is that whole time period there. Now, what we need to do is we now need to consider the withdrawal. Okay, and because now we're taking out of the account, we need to subtract that 20,000. And we need to still work out what interest it would have earned. So it's 1 plus, and you can see it's only with this orange interest bit from here. So it's 9 over 100. And how many time steps? 1, 2. Okay, and that's just for the orange bit. And basically that is it, grade 10s. All you need to do now is you need to just put it onto your calculator. Now, this whole thing might not fit onto your calculator. So what I would do is do them individually. And I'll just show you what I mean by that. So I'm just going to work out this first little bit over here. So we've got 14,000. 1 plus 11 over 100 to the power of 3. 1 plus 9 over 100 to the power of 4. I press equals. Now, I'm going to add this bit over here. Okay, so we just say plus 9,500. This bracket, 1 plus 11 over 100 to the power of 1. Then we've got 1 plus 9 over 100 to the power of 4. Press equals. Now we need to subtract this bit over here. So subtract 20,000. 1 plus 9 over 100 to the power of 2. Okay. So we get in the account, the final amount is 18,150 Rand and 45 cents. Remember, round it off to 2 decimal places. And that's it, grade 10s. Thank you.